If you had waited until you perfectly saved $10,000 to start investing a decade ago, can you imagine how much wealth you've permanently missed out on? I'm guessing your answer will be like $2,000 or $3,000 in lost interest. Well, you're not even close. If you had just invested $50 a week into the market, instead of letting it sit idle while waiting for that five-figure milestone, your portfolio would be worth tens of thousands of dollars more today. Of course, taking that first step feels like a risky bet when you don't have much, but know that immense wealth can be built from scratch by following all the steps that I will tell you in this video.
First, take a deep breath. If you only have $100 or $500 saved, you're already ahead of most people who let their entire paycheck slip through their fingers. That small amount means you have intent. The real question now is what's next. Where do you direct that hard-earned, limited cash so it multiplies without needing a massive lump sum? The truth is, there isn't a single perfect strategy for everyone, but there are several solid paths you might explore to turn pocket change into a powerhouse. Let's break them down.
One option is diving into fractional shares, investing in pieces of high-growth businesses that could disrupt an industry. Over the past few decades, certain companies have skyrocketed beyond anyone's wildest dreams. Amazon and Tesla are classic examples. But you don't need to bankroll a whole share of the next Tesla alone. In fact, spreading your small weekly deposits across a handful of promising tech or growth companies using fractional investing can help reduce risk. The upside might be enormous, but you have to be comfortable riding out the roller coaster of stock price swings. If you're patient and if you choose wisely, you could see your $100 grow substantially. Another strategy is to keep your consistency locked in rather than rushing to time the market. Many people get caught in the fear of missing out. They see a rising stock or a hot investment tip and dump their entire small savings in blindly. Unfortunately, that can lead to quick losses. A better approach is the famous rule of dollar cost averaging. Don't lose money by being emotional. If you haven't found a truly great chance, there's nothing wrong with letting your cash trickle systematically into a safe place. It's far better to build a habit of buying a little bit every week, no matter if the market is up or down, than to force a huge panicked investment out of impatience. You could also consider putting some of your money into a tax-advantaged account, like a Roth IRA if you're in the United States. Why a Roth? Because it lets you contribute after-tax income, invest it, and later withdraw the gains tax-free once you reach the required age. If you place a chunk of your monthly budget into a Roth and then pick solid long-term investments like a broad market index fund, you could be setting yourself up for serious gains over the coming decades. Even if you don't have exactly $10,000, smaller amounts can still add up dramatically thanks to compounding over time. The important thing is to start. Now, let's talk about entrepreneurship. Putting just $100 or less into starting a micro business or a side hustle can be a life changer if you have the right idea, passion, and plan. Some businesses, particularly online, can launch with almost zero upfront costs. Whether it's freelance writing, a consulting service, or a digital product, your small budget might cover essential tools, a domain name, or initial marketing. The upside of having full control is huge because unlike investing in someone else's company, you're the one stinging. If the business thrives, your returns could dwarf a standard investment. Of course, the effort required is higher, so it's crucial to research your market and proceed carefully. Real estate is another classic way to multiply money, though a few $100s obviously won't instantly buy you a physical property. In many markets, you'd need a massive down payment, but that doesn't mean you're stuck on the sidelines. Some people turn to opportunities in more affordable, accessible niches, like REITs, real estate investment trusts, or crowdfunding platforms. These platforms allow you to leverage the power of huge commercial properties. You put in your tiny portion, and you legally own a slice of an apartment complex or a shopping center. Over time, you collect dividend rent and could see the value of your investment rise, often much faster than if you kept your money in a traditional savings account. If you're more cautious or want to balance out risk, you could also put part of your money into index funds or exchange-traded funds, ETFs. These track broad markets like the S&P 500 and have historically provided steady growth over long periods. You won't get the thrill of a stock that grows 1,000% overnight, but you also reduce the chance of catastrophic losses from a single bad bet. Index funds are easy to set up, require minimal ongoing attention, and let you ride the general upward trend of the economy. It's a friendly approach for anyone who doesn't want to obsess over picking individual stocks. Even if you only have, say, $50 saved or $100, the same principles apply. Start small. Put some into a safe, diversified fund.
The important thing is to keep moving forward. Keep saving, keep learning, keep looking for ways to make your money work for you. Over time, your small contributions can turn into a substantial amount. But remember, there's one thing that truly sets successful investors apart: education. Don't just throw your money around because someone on social media claimed to have the perfect formula. Research, compare options, and keep building your financial knowledge. Read books, watch credible videos here on Julia Invests, and follow market news carefully. It's also wise to maintain an emergency fund. If your entire small savings goes into risky ventures, a sudden job loss or medical bill can force you to cash out at the worst time. A general rule of thumb is to keep 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses in a quick access account. Yes, that emergency fund might not earn much interest, but it shields you from desperation moves that could wipe you out. Once you have that safety net, every additional dollar can be channeled into growth opportunities with less stress.
And let's not forget discipline. It's tempting to celebrate the moment you see your first $500 profit and blow the money on a vacation or a new gadget. But if you reinvest those gains, your future gains could be even bigger. Consistent reinvestment is how small amounts compound into large fortunes. The best investors rarely cash out everything on the first big spike. They might take a bit of profit, sure, but they let the rest keep working. Over time, this cycle can lead to staggering results. If you're still unsure which path suits you, start by exploring all of them on a micro scale. Put a fraction of your money into a basic ETF portfolio. Try a mini online business idea. The experience alone will teach you heaps. If a project fails, consider it a lesson, not a life sentence. There's no shame in refining your approach. Finally, keep your optimism alive. $100 or $500 might not seem like a fortune, but it's more than enough to jumpstart a significant journey. True wealth doesn't usually form overnight. It grows slowly, often quietly, as each win stacks on top of the last. By staying patient, educating yourself, and reinvesting profits back into your goals, you create a system where your money works for you 24/7. So, here's the summary. Build that emergency safety net. Then look for real opportunities, either in the stock market, REITs, or your own digital business. Keep your overhead low, your curiosity high, and let go of the fear of missing out on every little chance. Don't let your money gather dust waiting for a perfect milestone. Put it to work today and watch what happens when your money begins to multiply on your behalf. If you like the video, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. And I'll see you soon.